This is Mika and my topic is chemical reaction. Chemical reactions are everywhere. They occur in almost all phenomena in the universe every day. From the formation of rain, to photosynthesis, to product manufacturing, to food digestion, and more. The list of activities that involve chemical reactions is endless. This is the reasons why chemistry is necessary in every person's life. So in this report, we shall look at a few ways to classify the chemical reactions and learn how to represent them using chemical reactions. Chemical reactions is a process in which at least one substance is produced as a result of chemical change. Reactant is the substances that enter into a chemical reaction, while the products are the substances that form from this reaction. As you can see, the reactant is written on the left side, while the product is written on the right side. In chemical reaction, the symbolic representation of chemical reaction is called chemical equation. It uses symbols and formulas to describe the changes that occur in the reaction. Now, these are the different symbols that are used in chemical reaction. First is the yield. It can be read as yields, produces, forms, and liberates. It separates the reactants from the products. Next, this separates the reactants or products from each other. For example, the CH4 plus 2O2. The plus sign separates the CH4 from 2O2. While the arrow up indicates a gaseous product. The arrow down sign indicates the presence of a precipitate. So, what is precipitate? It is a solid formed in a chemical reaction that is different from either of the reactants. Then, the symbol S, L, G, and AQ signifies solid, liquid, gas, and aqueous reactants or products. And if you don't know what aqueous means, it means that the substance is in solution with water. This symbol indicates heating process. And the last one is the 2NaHCO3 or sodium bicarbonate. 2 before the NHCO3 is called the coefficient or the number of moles of the substance. No coefficient indicates 1 mole, meaning if the compound has no coefficient, it indicates only 1 mole.
This is Danica and my topic is balancing chemical equation. Based on Antoine-Lavoisier's law, atoms can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Therefore, equations must be balanced. A balanced equation has equal number of atoms on both sides, meaning both the reactants and the product share the same number of atoms. Example here is balanced equation. Ca plus S yields CaS, while the unbalanced equation is H2 plus O2 yield H2O. The reactants in the unbalanced equation have 2 H atoms and 2 O atoms, whereas the product shows only 2 H atoms and only 1 atom. So it is unbalanced. So how do we balance an unbalanced equation? You can always use trial and error in changing coefficients when balancing an equation. So pag walang kayong nakikitang mole or coefficient sa isang compound or element, it is considered as 1 mole or the coefficient is 1. So, remember that only the coefficient can be changed, not the elements or the compounds. So, here is the example of unbalanced equation. H2 plus O2 yield H2O. So, ituturo ko sa inyo kung paano gawin yung trial and error at yung process nito. So, first, we have to list down the elements we have in equation. H2 plus O2 yield H2O. So we have hydrogen and oxygen. In the reactant, we have 2 moles of hydrogen and 2 moles of oxygen. While in the product, we have 2 moles of hydrogen but we are only 1 mole of oxygen. So, hindi siya balance. So, dahil hindi nga siya balance, we will put 2 as a coefficient of hydrogen and it will not affect the oxygen because yung oxygen nga is separated from hydrogen. So, we have now 4 moles of hydrogen and 2 moles of oxygen. So, hindi pa rin siya balanced. So, we have to make sure that both product and reactant share the same number of atoms. So, we will make sure that maglalagay din tayo ng coefficient na magiging balance sila. So, ika-cancel muna natin yung mole or atoms of oxygen sa product. So, ika-cancel muna natin siya. So, after cancelling the 1 atom of oxygen, we will try to find the correct coefficient that balance both atoms of reactant and product. So, we put 2 as a coefficient of H2O. So, we have now 4 moles of hydrogen in the reactant and 2 moles of oxygen in the reactant. While we have 4 moles of hydrogen in the product. So, balance na yung hydrogen. And now, we have 2 moles of oxygen in the product. So, balance sila. So, paano ba nag-multiply ng mga coefficient para maging balance sila? So, 2 times 2 equals 4. So, dun siya sa 2H2 nakuha. So, we have 4 moles of hydrogen. So, hindi na mababago yung O2 kasi nga separated sila sa isa't isa. Sa product naman, 2H2O. 2 times 2 equals 4. So, we have 4 moles of hydrogen in the product. Well, sabi ko nga, pag walang nakikitang coefficient sa tabi ng isang element, it is considered as 1. So, 2 times 1 is 2. So, I have 2 moles of oxygen. So, balance na siya ngayon.
This is Kay and I will discuss the types of chemical reactions. Ang chemical reaction ay naka-classify into 4 major types: combination reaction, decomposition reaction, single replacement reaction, and double replacement reaction. First, we have synthesis reaction, also known as combination reaction. So when we say combination reaction, the term combine, we combine certain product or element. Ito yung reaction kung saan yung dalawang simple substance ay pinagsasama to form a single new substance. The general equation for this reaction is A plus B yields to AB. So, nagsasama na yung dalawa. For example, magnesium oxide plus carbon dioxide to form magnesium carbonate. So, this is the example of synthesis reaction or combination reaction. Gumagamit tayo ng 2 different compound to form another compound. Next, we have decomposition reaction. When we say decomposition, ito yung breaking down of a certain compound into smaller substances. The general equation for this reaction is AB yields to A plus B. So makikita nyo, naghiwalay sila. Kabaliktaran lang siya ng combination reaction or yung synthesis reaction. For example, sodium chloride nag-undergo ng decomposition reaction kaya na-decompose sila into simpler substance which is sodium at chlorine. Next, we have single replacement reaction. From the word single, may naiiwan na single element. Metallic element must be replaced by metallic element and non-metallic element must be replaced by non-metallic element. So we have A plus BC yields to AC plus B. Nag-undergo ng single replacement reaction, nagpalit lang ng pwesto yung si A at si B. For example, iron plus copper chloride nag-undergo ng single replacement reaction. Nagpalit lang ng pwesto yung iron at yung copper. Last, we have double replacement reaction, also called metathesis or yung change of position or condition. This is a reaction wherein 2 compounds react to form 2 new compounds and involve exchange of ion pair. This can be described by the equation AB plus CD yields to AD plus CD. So dito, nagpalitan silang lahat ng naging partner. Ang partner ni A ay D at ang partner naman ng C ay B. For example, potassium iodide plus lead nitrate nag-undergo to double replacement reaction. So magiging potassium nitrate plus lead iodide.